Hi guys.
Hi, I'm
Hello.
Dion, and you are?
Newman?
Hi,
Newman. Jonathan?
There were two sets of talents, male and female, and going for males was very easy for us because we needed boys to act with the girls.
Tagline is Life's a Trip with the Beetle. And it's about you and your wife just being married and going on holiday.
The theme that we had was the getaway theme. Our chosen characters would be a married couple who's on their way to the honeymoon. So Dian served as the bride, and we had another talent for the groom. I served as the producer and also directing the scenes that will be shot.
Righty.
Do you want a classic pose?
And 1, 2, and hang on, let's check.
His name is Kelvin, right?
Yes, Kelvin.
Kelvin, Dian, in the photo, it just looks a bit, you're a bit still holding up. So can you give it all out like,
Okay, wait.
something like that?
I'm a bit upset because he's not wearing his wedding ring.
It's okay. It's okay, come on. There were times that Dian was a bit disruptive in a sense that she has been cracking jokes. Like a honeymoon shot. Feel like you guys are together.
Oh dear Lord, please forgive me.
One more, and 1, 2.
I feel that Dian is still keeping some tricks up her sleeve, which I don't know why, because it's already the last stage of the competition. And she gives me this feeling that she thinks there's still a lot of room to show it, when in fact, time is running out for her. We're looking at two shots. One is like wacky, wherein we're just lying like, something like that.
Well, not angry, but
Yeah,
serious.
yeah. And then I'm gonna be on the other side.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
It's not in my nature to be so abrasive and in people's faces anyway, but I am a strong person, but I just don't like to show it around, and I like to think that I could go back to my son the same person, and I want to. Just not yet.
I'm for this, guys.
Okay.
I like that we're featuring the sun.
Yeah.
It's really
And
something.
this one for me is the life's a trip.
Yeah,
That's it.
It has to fit the tagline,
Yeah,
you see. And I feel that you can see the travel elements more.
Yeah.
I think I did a great job as a project manager in terms of focusing on what needed to be delivered.
Great, we have our picture. I think we're happy with it. It looks good.
We just need to design
We
it
just
now.
need to, yeah, exactly.
All right.
I think the strength of the Mavericks in this task was really getting down to a good concept very quickly and sticking with it. So I definitely think that the team achieved that objective this week.
I like that position. Just give me a few more shots and we're done. And lift your leg a little bit higher. Yeah. And energy. And you won this competition, and this is your prize. Okay, think like that. The theme was more in terms of the whole gaming thing, you know, the Apprentice thing, and you know, one person sort of quote unquote wins, and he or she wins the beetle. Some more energy. I want to see energy on your
Try
face.
to go over the top in terms of the expression, like
Yeah. You won the competition. All right. Energy.
And I felt like we should have confirmed the tagline first before doing everything. And so when we were working with the photographer, we shot a lot of different kind of shots just to make sure that it kept our options open and that we could work with something with the designer and then finalize the tagline.
So how do you want to organize this?
We'll finish our tagline as well. I knew we had a race against time. To get the tagline right, how about onward, forward, upwards? Originally yours. Play to win.
Play hard, drive hard, join the urban community.
We went through at least 50 to 60 different taglines, and then we thought, that doesn't work, and we thought maybe this. Then a few minutes later we think, nah, it's not going to work.
Beetle up.
Or you qualify.
I love it. Just say you qualify.
Coming up with the tagline was pretty difficult, but at the end I came up with You Qualify and I came up as well with Beetle Up. It's an expression that is very catchy.
Cool, man.
Let's
Boom.
win this one.
Here comes the boom. I'm very confident about the poster, the tagline, the look and feel of the whole thing. Like I always say, you put in a hard day's honest work, things will naturally fall into place. So I'm really satisfied we put in that hard work and put it honestly with all our efforts today. Is there any way you can make the photo a little bigger to cover this? I like this. I like this. Very nice.
Sam and I desperately need to win this task. Now the problem is that we're only two, you know, so you pretty much go from like 33% chance of, you know, getting fired to now 50%. So if we lose, it's basically Sam or myself that would be fired. So we definitely need that win.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
really
so much.
appreciate it.
Great working with you.
Thank you,
Great job. Great job.
Thank you.
And looking forward to see the final one tomorrow
No
on the
problem.
big poster.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
See you.
All right, let's boogie. Let me handle the props.
Hi. Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning, guys. Today is the day of our live commercial, and the first thing that we had to do was to do rehearsal with the talents, and as well, to see the space and how the whole set will be organized.
The first scene is very simple, and I start off with this. Last week, I gave you the task of finding out about beetle. The concept, it's truly the apprentice methodology that we're trying to use. So we did a little nuances that Mr. Fernandez does in the real boardroom. Alex, we billionaires have a lifespan of a nail and a hammer. You're too much. I know that Air Asia is a fun-loving company headed by an extremely fun-loving, down-to-earth person. So from the culture of Air Asia, I'm pretty confident that Mr. Fernandez would take it very sportingly.
We have one take, so it's a one-time thing. So really think of being loud and clear, and and as well body language. Be strong, turn, and it's like, this is a sexy car. So give that envy. I want to see that envy. I want to see more hunger from you. I'm worried about the live commercial thing because I wanted to go a bit more simple on this one. Risky hasn't brought us any wins.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much. It was great, absolutely great.
Thank you.
In my opinion, I personally believe it's not a risky concept. I think we have our act together. We have the beginning, middle and end, the storyline, the dialogues, what we want to use as props. So I feel confident, definitely.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hi.
Hi. Good to go?
Hi, good to see you again, Newman.
Hi.
When we walked into the set, we met our models and then immediately went into just running through the lines.
So the concept essentially is you and Diana married, and you're going on your honeymoon. It's a road trip in the Beetle.
All right.
Okay, I'm your neighbor, and I come out and I'm like, hey guys, and I'm talking about the Beetle and how amazing it is, except that you and Dion think I'm really talking about you.
The moment we crystallized the script, the three of us felt that this is really a good concept. All right, 1, 2, 3, rolling.
Okay.
Make it a bit faster. Faster, guys. Close the door. I served as the producer and also directing of our live skit.
Hey guys! Ooh, check this out! It's been a while and somehow he looks different and I can't figure it out.
What's my line? Sorry.
For me, Dion's contributions in this task were almost like being a talent. You can see in her eyes, she doesn't want it as badly as us. She's not as hungry for it as the rest of us.
Guys, you have to do it fast. Everything has to be in 5 seconds.
Joke. So Calvin is packing the stuff into the boot. He closes it and I come in. Where's Calvin gonna be after that?
Immediately come here.
He just stands?
Walks. Both of them have to walk together.
Go for the boot, I go for the
do you want
driver's
it?
seat.
I'm not buying that.
How do you want it? When we were rehearsing, I had some ideas on my mind where the 3 talents are supposed to stand, but Andrea had also different ideas about it.
Right now I feel that we're so static. We're standing and talking. There's no movement. I don't know. Maybe I can walk.
No, if you walk around, you will show it's the Beetle that you're talking about.
Yeah.
But you're not. Again, you're misleading the audience.
I am, but I am talking about the Beetle the whole time.
I think a true apprentice or a true leader is someone who should exude positive influence.
How are we for time?
15 minutes. That was 8
We're
minutes.
15 minutes in? Okay, cool.
Relax, sweetie, it's okay. We got time.
Relax.
We got.
No, I'm fine.
And knowing Andrea, probably my tip to her is really adjust as well to the people surrounding her and not expect people to adjust to who she is. You can probably look like, of course, honey, and then can't wait.
Oh, you want me to say something?
No, the can't wait, that's the key. That's the connection between Life's a Trip, which is the tagline, and this whole skit.
I am very good at playing devil's advocate. I'm very good at seeing a situation and pointing out what's wrong with it.
Can't wait!
Guys, performance level.
Yes!
Okay, think about the boardroom. All right, think about the boardroom. I try to be the one who adds the positivity to the team because right now, since there are only 3 of us, it's very critical to ensure that the morale of the team gets boosted day in and day out.
Okay, put on a good show later.
1, 2, 3, Team Mavericks!
ये मेरा दोस्त है वांटेड मोस्ट है चाबी वाला टॉय है फनी फनी बॉय है बड़ा मजेदार यारों का यार ये मेरा दोस्त रॉकेट ऑलमोस्ट नड़ी नड़ी कुछ कह जाए कुछ बड़ा मजेदार यारों का यार
अब हंसते खेलते निकलेंगे मुश्किल से मुश्किल दाग नया सर्फ एक्सेल लिक्विड बस करो डिप डैब ड्रॉप घोलो और दाग गॉन नया सर्फ एक्सेल लिक्विड
How's everyone feeling? Good?
Good. I got this.
Yeah, wait! We're trying to do this live skit in front of people who are already owners of Volkswagen Beetles, and we are trying to impress potential buyers as well.
As we're about to perform our live skit, it's actually strange because this is one of those tasks wherein I didn't really feel so much nervous. I was more excited.
Wow, honey, I'm really excited that we're going on our honeymoon road tripping in our new Beetle. Hi, neighbor.
Hey, guys.
How are you doing?
Wow, check this out. I must say, I don't really recognize you. Something's changed, but I can't figure it out.
Well, he's never really changed. He's always been the same. But I must say that this is a much better version of him.
Well, has he been working out? Because he looks a lot more buff and sporty now.
Wow, he's definitely stronger and much more masculine. We've been getting all this attention whenever we go out for a drive.
One of the things that the Volkswagen people asked about is part of the brand values was fun, energy, cheekiness. I think that sort of repartee between Andre and Diane worked really well.
Well, in that case, can I take him for a ride?
Don't even think about it.
Honey, him? Please. I've been talking about the new Beetle this entire time.
Of course.
Well, I'm so sorry, honey, but we'll be road tripping for our honeymoon for 2 weeks in our new Beetle. Can't wait.
Okay,
Bye.
Life's a trip with a Beetle. The icon is back.
For Mavericks, they had a lot of content. They could have added more, but I thought they did a good job of not doing too much, actually.
Thank you everyone for your attention for our presentation.
Team Maverick's concept is very lifestyle, but you know what? This concept can be for any car advertisement. Very generic.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right, this is it? Yes. All right, let's do this.
You guys all good? Yes. Not too stressed?
Nope.
All right, very good. So the wait was long, but now it's our time.
Yes. So I've been into public speaking, dramatics, and emceeing quite a bit. So personally, I'm not intimidated by a live audience. Welcome to the Business Game Show. You're here because I asked you earlier to find out about the Volkswagen Beetle brand and tell me all about it. Alex.
Well, so the first thing I want to speak about is the heritage of the car. I mean, the first Beetle came in 1945, and it quickly became the people's car. In the 60s, it was already a legend. And as well, in the 70s, it was the most produced car in the world.
Alex, you're going all over the place. Sue, you tell me about it.
The Volkswagen Beetle, it's been a legend for more than 70 years.
Exactly.
A true icon.
Exactly, that's all I need to know. It's a legend for more than 70 years, an icon. Alex, keep it short. Yeah, continue.
I mean, just look at the evolution of the design from the original Beetle, which was higher and rounder, to this one, which is very sportly, as well masculine, but very modern. Look, it's very practical too. You have retractable ceilings if you want to put your trolley.
Alex, we billionaires, we have the attention span of a nail and a hammer. You tell me.
Let me keep it simple. It's sexy. It fits everybody.
Absolutely. It's sexy. It fits everybody.
The whole idea of doing the skit to be actually a Apprentice, Tony, so on and so forth. It was funny, it was engaging, it was incredibly informative. But the risk here is whether the audience actually understand what they were trying to get across.
Alex, TMI, too much information. I need to see more fire. Well, I've heard enough, and I've made my decision. And the winner is Sue! You qualify, Beetle up, and enjoy the ride. For the millions of television viewers, you qualify, Beetle up, and welcome to the Beetle community.
I think they wrapped it up really, really well. Beetle up. I still remember it now. And if there's anything we had to do, we suggested be memorable and make me smile, and they did both.
Sam and I, we've been through so much in this process, and I really want to get in the Final Four.
It's important to win this task because after this, it will be the Final Four. I never realized how close I am to actually grasping it.
Mr. Fernandez is ready for you in the boardroom.
Evening, everyone.
Good evening, Mr. Fernandez.
So your task was to script and perform a 2-minute live commercial featuring the new Volkswagen Beetle. Objective to understand the story of the Beetle and how it evolved over the years in terms of heritage, design and performance. So, Team Apex. It's a bit weird seeing just two actually. Who was Laurel and who was Hardy?
By looks or by
Whatever you want it to be.
I was a project manager.
Project manager.
So you were project manager, you're the creative one, aren't you?
We had to do a commercial, and I mean, he has expertise in shooting, shooting commercials, shooting videos, and as well, he was saying that he was very knowledgeable with cars.
You're knowledgeable of everything.
I have done a little bit of theatre and
Did you
acting.
just send him a lamb to the slaughter? There's two of you now. If you lost, one goes.
Yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, there's only winning, and it doesn't matter who is the project manager.
So you thought Sam was the better man for it?
When there's project manager, it doesn't mean that he's going to do most of the job. We could not afford to have one player not giving 500%, sir.
Do you think you delivered to the Volkswagen's brief? They wanted it to be memorable, they wanted to make a statement, and they wanted it to be fun.
Yes, sir.
I bet you were in charge of the creative concept.
The concept, yes, sir.
Okay.
He came up with the concept of the overall video, and I came up with the tagline, sir.
Quite a good slogan. What does that beetle up mean?
I thought about, like buckle up, otherwise just take an upgrade and beetle up if you already have one.
Drum roll. Explain your concept.
The concept was very simple. It was a business game show competition. I walk in exactly like how you're delivering, and then the two finalists who are standing right in front of me. So I asked, you were given a task to, find out all about the Volkswagen.
You're acting me now, right? Right. So just do it again.
Okay. I say, welcome to the business game show. You were earlier given a task of finding out all about the iconic Beetle. Alex, what did you find out?
Deanne.
Yes, sir.
Did that sound like Tony Fernandez?
No, sir.
Horrific,
sorry.
wasn't it?
Yes. There's a very thin line of disrespectfulness, sir.
Disrespectfulness.
So not, sir.
Andrea.
It's a little bit of sucking up, sir.
Sucking up. Is it sucking up? Are
Absolutely
you sucking
not,
up to me?
sir. Absolutely not. In fact, this is just the first part of the story. The rest of the story, the joke is on me.
I'll tell you why I think it's risky. I get it, obviously. Your audience there might have thought, what on earth is going on? Alexis, do you think it was potentially risky?
I knew it was risky, 100%. I think we were very, aware that both our backs were against the wall.
We'll see whether this risky approach cost you the task. Now, Team Mavericks. Who was your project manager?
I was the project manager, sir.
Why do you think you were suited for this task?
For me, I do have a bit of a theater background. I've studied it formally, so I thought it would be good for me to give my input on that regard as well.
Tell me your concept.
Our concept, which is also in line with the poster, is about a newlywed couple who's going on their honeymoon, which is a road trip in their Beetle. They're about to leave, and the neighbor comes by and starts commenting on how amazing he looks. And it's all about that double entendre between the he being the car and he being the husband.
All right. Why life's a trip?
It being a trip, it's more than just the physical trip, but the enjoyment of it. Like, when you say something's a trip, it's really awesome, it's really enjoyable. And we wanted to convey that about the car.
All three of you worked on the script?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Andrea came up with a plot first. It was going to be a honeymoon. But I was the one who developed it in saying that the concept is all about a mistaken identity of the Beetle being the husband itself.
From the sounds of it, Andrea, you did 60 or 70% of this.
I don't think it was 60-40 for Andrea. I think it was at least 50-50.
I think 60-40 is fair, sir.
What do you think, Deanne, in terms of creative?
Well, if it's 60-40, where do I fit in?
Not very much. Did you work on the script?
Yeah, I write it out, all out, yeah.
No, writing and working is two different things.
When we are actually picking the words, I act it out so they can see whether or not it's good or not.
Deanne, why do you not take credit for anything you do?
I'm just not comfortable coming across as somebody who's boastful.
I don't think it is boastful. I think it's just I did it. Yes or no?
Then they can just see
I don't
it.
think
I
you
don't
said,
need to say
not
it.
all the time because I wasn't there. Life's a trip with the Beetle. Can we watch the videos? We start with Team Apex.
Welcome to the Business Game Show. You're here because I asked you earlier to find out about the Volkswagen Beetle brand and tell me all about it. Alex.
I mean, just look at the evolution of the design from the original Beetle, which was higher and rounder, to this one, which is very sportly, as well masculine, but very modern. Look, it's very practical too. You have retractable seatings if you want to put your trolley.
Alex. We billionaires, we have the attention span of a nail and a hammer. You tell me.
Let me keep it simple. It's sexy. It fits everybody.
Absolutely. It's sexy. It fits everybody. Well, I've heard enough. And I've made my decision. And the winner is Sue. You qualify, Beetle up, and enjoy the ride.
Wow, honey, I'm really excited that we're going on our honeymoon road tripping in our new Beetle.
I must say, I don't really recognize you. Something's changed, but I can't figure it out.
Well, he's never really changed. He's always been the same. But I do must say that this is a much better version of him.
Can I take him for a ride?
Don't even think about it.
Honey, him? Please. I've been talking about the new Beetle this entire time.
Of course.
Well, I'm so sorry, honey, but we'll be road tripping for our honeymoon for 2 weeks in our new Beetle. Can't wait!
Think you won?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't think they fully covered the brief and their concept.
Yeah, I think it was a bit corny.
Corny.
Yes.
Which bit?
I mean the whole bit.
The whole thing was corny.
Yeah.
Andrea, Alexa said your ad was corny.
I think Alex is entitled to his opinion, but for the Mavericks and for myself, it was about representing the Beetle and how fun it is. I mean, you can be irreverent and really being a bit tongue-in-cheek about the whole thing, and that was completely what we wanted.
Well, how did Team Apex do, Mark?
Well, the comments from the Volkswagen people were, Team Apex, the delivery of your concept was, in their words, excellent. Your tagline, Beetle Up, is clear and catchy. In fact, they really loved it. However, you failed to realize that your target audience may not understand the concept of this boardroom scenario.
Kathleen, I'm really interested to hear what Volkswagen representatives thought of Team Mavericks.
According to the Volkswagen representative, Team Mavericks had a good concept, but it wasn't original. The delivery was flawed and unpolished. On the whole, it was a fun concept that was slapstick and humorous, but failed in execution.
Both weren't great. To sum it up, Volkswagen executives felt that Team Apex ultimately had the more memorable concept. Team Apex, you have won this task. As winners of this task, you can expect a little gift waiting for you back at your apartment. I'm quite sure you will like it. Congratulations and well done. You may now leave the boardroom and celebrate.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
As for Team Mavericks, we're all staying here in the boardroom because one of you will be fired tonight.
Team Apex is back in the house. Woo! Final four, baby.
And our rewards are right on the table, baby.
Oh, look. Right, let's open this little baby.
All right. Oh, my favorite man. On the table, beautifully wrapped, were two BlackBerry Z10 phones. We opened it and it's an unbelievably advanced phone from BlackBerry.
Who are you gonna call?
I'm calling my wife.
Ah, nice.
Hello?
Baby.
Hi, baby. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Oh, I miss you so macho.
Yeah, miss you too, baby. Speaking to my family, my wife, it's an emotional high that sort of motivates you to go and finally win the grand title of Mr. Fernandez the Apprentice.
You can type so fast. Sent. Finally. I sent a text to my mom, just letting her know that I made it in the final four and everything is good. The last task is the Team Apex, man.
All right.
Amazing.
Here comes the boom!
I really expected you to do much better. You came off a win, and I would have kept the same formula, really, which worked for you well before. The script wasn't original, concept wasn't original at all, but where you really fell apart was the execution of it. Whose fault was that?
If it's on the execution of the performance, because Jonathan was the director, I will place some responsibility on him.
Jonathan, do you feel it was your fault?
Definitely no. It's easy to say that the director is the one who executed it, but in this case, everyone agreed in that concept. Everyone was happy with how everyone acted as well.
Deanne, whose fault in the execution?
I would have to say Andrea, because she entrusted too much trust to Jonathan.
Dan, you were also involved in the script, and it was a script that the representative found confusing. Actually, it's a bit of a debacle. Are you not to be blamed for that script?
No, not entirely.
So Jonathan and Andrea finalized the script?
Andrea finalized the script.
You should have been the project manager.
Yes, sir.
They were better as a team on the creative side, etc. Andrea took too much on. Project managing, scripting, and acting. And one of you are going to get sacked, which is a shame. Stupid. Deanne, do you think you contributed to this?
I only contributed enough, and I feel I should have contributed more in terms of challenging Andrea's ideas.
Completely agreed. You dumped it all on her and she could be fired now. Maybe that was your strategy.
No, it's
I
not,
don't
sir.
know.
No.
Sir, if I say something...
No, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. If you were PM, would you have done it differently?
Definitely, sir. I have a
What
different
would you have
style.
done?
One thing maybe as far as sustainability of personality is concerned, I could be more positive in my outlook in managing my team.
Andrea wasn't positive?
She has a tendency to be negative sometimes in her outlook. She can probably strike a smirk, like if plan A...
Cynical.
You can say that, sir, as a fair adjective, probably. As far as corporate maturity is concerned, that may be something that she can learn more from you. Maybe Andrea is not conscious about her face when she reacts to it.
Heavy statement. Says you're immature and you're cynical. Are you?
I think cynical is a fair comment, sir, but on the issue of immaturity, I have to disagree completely.
I need to see that positive energy. I cannot work with negative people. Deanne.
Yes, sir.
What would you have done if you're PM? I'm so pissed off with you for not being PM. I really am.
I would still work with the combination that works, although she does have a tendency to just immediately react to something, and that disrupts creativity at times.
How is Andrea disruptive?
Unfortunately, she can come off as abrasive.
I'll give you a chance, Andrea, to stand up for yourself, because they're tearing you apart at the moment. You're kind of on trial, actually, in some ways.
I definitely feel that way, sir. And thank you for the opportunity to allow me to speak. If we're talking about a creative process and how it should not be interrupted, that creative process was completely spearheaded in more than one task by Jonathan and myself every single time. So if we're talking about disruptive, that's ideas coming out. I think that's because you don't understand what the creative process is about. As for negativity, Jonathan, I do take your point. I agree that sometimes I wear my heart on my sleeve too much. I do think honesty of emotions is very important because you need to show people who you really are in order for them to know you, to believe in you, and to trust you when you make a decision. I'm not afraid to say that there are areas of improvement, but in terms of contribution, Sir, Kat and Mark, I think it's undeniable that I've always brought 120% to the table.
I think they're trying to say you can be a bit demoralizing. I think they're trying to say that you're a little bit bossy sometimes. All three of you could be fired, and I mean that. I have not made up my mind. So you may leave the room now, and I'll deliberate with my advisors. Today raised a lot of doubts. I know you may be surprised, but Andrea is in the weakest position.
On Jonathan specifically, the recipe is there, the ingredients are there. I'm just not really sure that the final product is the best thing.
I really don't think Dian should be in this process.
It's going to be a tough one.
Switch channels and you'll be fired. Keep it here on AXN.
बहुत खारा है।
Really? कई आरओ प्योरीफायर पानी खारा होने का एडवांस अलर्ट नहीं देते। सिर्फ प्योरिट मावेला आरओ विद एडवांस अलर्ट सिस्टम प्योरीफायर बंद होने के 15 दिन पहले दे एडवांस अलर्ट। प्योरिट मावेला आरओ।
Yes, Mr. Fernandez. Mr. Fernandez is ready to see in the boardroom. You can go in now.
You've had some time to think. Who's your biggest competitor, Jonathan?
Andrea. I think she can be a male version of Jonathan. She speaks her mind, and she is actually decisive.
You said she's a female version of you. You also said that she can be demoralizing.
Yes, sir. I was about to say that that is something that is, I think, a clear advantage of me versus Andrea. I've always drawn the best out of people, and I've always seen genuinely what's positive in all of them.
Andrea, this is your first time in the bottom three. Who's your biggest competitor of these three?
It would definitely be Jonathan, sir.
Dian, they clearly want you out of the process.
Yeah.
Are they right?
No, they're not. Because I think they do see me as their biggest competitor.
They're smiling.
Yep.
They don't think so.
No.
Tell me.
I do feel that they underestimated me just because I haven't been vocal in the past. I do have an advantage over them, and that is I have a very, very good effect on people. I do bring out the best of people, and I do want them to perform.
I would agree with you. Jonathan, you had a smirk on your face. I can see why both of you are similar. You both had a similar smirk. I want you to know that I do think her people skills are far, far higher than both of you. I would wipe that smirk off your face. Kat, you were burning to say something, am I right?
Yes, I want to actually ask Dian, what are you doing here? This is the 8th task, and you're still not stepping up. I'm very disappointed. You're very passive. I want to see fire. You've got to lead and not just shove the responsibilities to your teammates.
She's telling me to fire you.
Then you shouldn't, sir.
Why not?
Passion doesn't always have to translate being aggressive, because I feel sometimes it's just better to let the energy flow out first, and then if it's go off tangent, then I bring it back. I am not here on a holiday. I've given up so much to be here. I missed out on the time that I get to spend with my son. He's 2 years old. He needs his mother.
Who do you think should be fired, Dian?
Unfortunately, she does need years to just have that emotional maturity, sir. And for this case, I would have to nominate Andrea to be fired.
Andrea, why should I keep you?
We've seen a lot of tasks, and they've covered a whole variety of different skills. And because I've consistently contributed to the team, sir, I think what I'm showing is that I have a wide skill set. And more important than that, I would like to address your concerns about maybe the harder side of my personality. It's true that being a litigator, where it's a man's world, I do have to be that way. And I suppose I will admit that it's part of my personality to be hard and to be tough and to speak directly and to say things the way they are. And I won't apologize for that, sir. But what I will say is that I will take these comments and I will work on it, because I'm always learning. That's what it's about. I admit, I'm 25. I'm not the oldest person here. I don't have the most experience, but I'm not afraid of the challenges that will come. I'm not afraid of what new things AirAsia or this experience will throw at me, because I will embrace them and I will take them on, head on, sir, and I will always put in my best.
Jonathan, why do you want to be my apprentice?
I believe I've been arguably the most consistent and strongest player in this competition so far. I know that you've always bet probably that I'm one of your favorites.
Sure about that?
I know I've shown to you flashes of brilliance to convince you that I can be that. And I've always been that person who contributed to either the win or the loss because I was never scared, sir, to show what I am capable of. I think that's what the true apprentice is all about.
Okay, I've heard enough. I'll tell you what I think right now. Jonathan, you have tremendous qualities, but I want honest qualities as well.
Yes, sir.
I want someone who's going to go out there and people look up to him, and I don't want manufacture. Andrea, it's all down to people. You are bright. You are hungry. A big question mark is whether you will destroy a lot of what I've built. Deanne, you are a good people's person, but you've lost Kathleen completely, and I think you've lost your colleagues as well. There is potential on this table. I have to choose someone that I think I can bring the best potential out of. My decision is... I just didn't see enough. Deanne, you're fired.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
There was never a doubt in my mind that you two were stronger candidates than Deanne. But I was not going to let you ever feel confident. And I think you've both learnt a lot today. But you are safe. You may leave.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, God. Thank you.
It's a good day for both of them. They'll remember this day for the rest of their lives. These are two raw diamonds that I can make into someone special. Deanne only had a very small part of that quality.
I don't think it was fair for me to go at this point yet. I still have a lot to prove. I realized that maybe at this particular time in the process, you do have to be more vocal. And that's what I'm going to take away with me, that it's okay to be more vocal in my own way.
Next time on The Apprentice Asia, it's down to the final four.
Only two of you will move on to compete for that one job as my apprentice. The other two will be fired.
As the candidates face the biggest interview of their lives.
I'm hopeful and optimistic.
I don't care what you hope for.
You sound very cocky to me.
To prove their worth as the apprentice.
I've got the most of these guys here.
I deserve to be in that final two, and I deserve to be your apprentice.
And escape the most brutal firing yet.
Bullshit. You're fired. You're fired.
Brought to you by Expedia.com, the world's largest online travel company.